The digital explosion of browser tabs. All that research, all that context, spread across a dozen different windows, totally fragmented. It's the quiet chaos of modern work.
But what if the next big thing in AI wasn't just about getting smarter answers, but about actually helping us tame all this chaos? That's exactly why so many people are suddenly obsessed with a rumored OpenAI project that has a pretty weird code name, Spud. So let's break down what we actually know.
Okay, first things first. We have to cut through all the hype, all the speculation flying around the internet, and just focus on the facts. What do we know for sure? Well, the strongest signal we have comes directly from OpenAI's president, Greg Brockman. He specifically called it a new base model. Now, that phrase might sound a little technical, but trust me, it's not just a minor update. It is the single most important clue we have.
And the timeline he mentioned? 2 full years of research. In the world of AI, where things change in a matter of weeks, 2 years is practically an eternity. That alone tells you this is something big.
So let's quickly unpack what a base model actually is. It is not a software patch, it's not a new feature, it's the entire engine. Building a new one from scratch is like tearing out the old foundation of a skyscraper to pour a brand new, much more powerful one. It changes the potential of everything that gets built on top.
And that new foundation, it seems to be part of a much bigger plan at OpenAI. This isn't really about just one new model. It's about where they see this entire field going. Brockman said they're doubling down on their GPT models because their ability to reason is the clearest path forward to more useful AI. And the strategy? It's all about unification. They want to bring everything, chat, voice, coding, web browsing, into one seamless system that's laser-focused on solving real-world problems for people like us. Now, with a strategy that big, you can bet the internet has gone absolutely wild with speculation. So it's super important that we separate the confirmed signal from all of that noise.
Okay, let's get really clear. On the one hand, here's what's confirmed. It's a new base model, it's taken 2 years to build, and its goal is to solve harder problems. That's it. On the other hand, here's the rumor mill. A massive 2 million token context window, insane benchmark scores, heck, even the name Spud is just an internal code name. Look, some of that might end up being true, but for now, it's just speculation. The real story here isn't the rumored specs, it's the direction this is all pointing.
And that direction, well, this is where it gets really exciting. This is the fundamental shift, the big idea. We're talking about AI moving from being a simple assistant to being a true operator.
So, what is agentic AI? Well, it's not about just answering one-off questions anymore. It's about giving the AI a complex goal, and it figures out the steps, uses tools like a web browser or a code editor, and gets the job done on its own. The best analogy is this. Today's AI is like asking for a recipe. An agentic AI is like telling it to cook you dinner, and it actually goes to the store, buys the food, and cooks the meal. It's a huge difference. And here's what that might look like in a real workflow. It's a complete loop. The AI could start by reading your project brief. Then it goes out and browses the web for the right documentation. After that, it writes the code, checks its own work for errors, and then, and this is the amazing part, it explains the choices it made along the way. It's the whole process, end to end.
So, what does this all boil down to for you and me? Well, if this technology actually delivers on its promise, we're not talking about a small improvement. This could fundamentally change how we work.
The big idea here is simple: leverage. The goal is to dramatically shrink the distance between having an idea in your head and having a finished result in your hands. It's about compressing all that time and effort and basically making every single one of us more productive.
And you can just imagine the impact. For a developer, it's a coding partner that helps build an entire feature, not just suggest one line of code. For business analysts, it's an AI that can handle the entire research and drafting process. For small teams, this is how you punch way above your weight. The shift is massive. We're going from a world of asking our tools for help to a world where we can delegate entire outcomes.
So in the end, yeah, Spud matters. Not because of a silly code name or a bunch of internet rumors, but because of the new direction it's pointing to. The race isn't about building the cleverest chatbot anymore. It's about creating a truly capable partner that can help us cut through the complexity of our work. The real question is no longer how smart is the AI, it's how much real work can it actually do.